Hey, what's up everybody? Brian here with the Seasons Media. I appreciate you tuning in. A little echoey in here, probably a big open building, but I got something really cool here that you need to see. Hopefully you see this before January 10th, 2025, because Code of Silence has an awesome sale going on right now, and you need to snatch you up some of this gear. So right now, they're most of it's 65% off on a lot of this stuff. So get to that website, codeofsilence.com, and make sure you snag up some of this stuff. Let me run through some of this. This was new to the 2024 lineup. This is the FareWinds series. And so I'm going to go through this stuff. Most of this is from the Tech series, which I found that I really enjoy. It's lightweight for what you're getting. It's a good merino base. It's not super there's not a lot of windbreak in it. It's just not really designed for that. You're going to wear it early to mid-season. You don't want to get too cold or you're going to get it with a wind. It's going to pass through a lot of this, but it's really designed as a layering system when it gets really cold, and then you'll be able to cover some of that up with some of your Zone 7 stuff from Code of Silence. So taking a look here, the first thing I'm going to show you here is a pair of pants that I have found to absolutely love, and the fit's fantastic. So this is the Code of Silence FareWinds Tech pant. And some of my favorite stuff that I found through this season, these front pockets. So rather than having your cargo pockets on the side, like a lot of your pants, these are on the front. Very advantageous, I found. I didn't do a lot of tree stand sitting this year. I did a lot of saddle hunting, but having that when you're leaning into your saddle and having that access right on your front pocket was very advantageous to have all your stuff. Most of the time, I just stashed like calls. I had a couple calls that I put in there. I put my grunt tube in there occasionally, and then camera batteries is usually what I stashed in there. So as we look to the side here, they do have your vent. One thing I love about this vent is that unlike a lot of pants, it is sealed off, so it's a mesh inside of there, so it doesn't just open wide up. You're not going to get stuff inside your pants as you're walking. If you're walking in and you're getting warm, zip that thing down and you're going to vent right through there. Right after you climb up in the tree stand, if you're a little toasty, zip that open, you'll vent right out. It does have a reinforced place for your pocket knife. Minor, but I do like it. What else do we got here? It's got one back pocket. To be honest with you, I don't use a back pocket, especially when I'm hunting. Whether you're sitting in a tree stand, I don't want something back there. You can't really access it. If you're in a saddle, you definitely can't access it. So the fit on these all the way down is pretty loose. It's not crazy athletic, like tight or anything like that. But it's stretchy, and the cuff here, it does have a nice cuff there where it's not going to go crazy flopping all over the place. It'll stay pretty tight to your boot, really. So other than that, you have a typical just button with a hole. I mean, it's not a snap button. I wouldn't even know the correct terminology for it, but we just loop it in there. And I really like that. So these actually were the most worn item in my whitetail lineup this season, was this Tech Series pant from Code of Silence. Moving on to tops. So let's roll right here actually first. I have the FareWinds neck gaiter, and to be honest with you, in the past, I have never really worn a neck gaiter. I don't really have a good reason why. I wore hoods and longer necks and just zipped up tight. But with this neck gaiter, first of all, it's super comfortable. But I was able to not leave everything. So like on this, typically I would zip it straight up. Well, then you're around your neck and your hood's harder to get up and things like that, which isn't a problem for some guys. But I found this year that I really liked wearing this neck gaiter instead, because then I could roll it, I could throw it over, and it just kept that extra breeze off my neck from going down my shirt. There was a few times where I got a little chilly and I just pull it up over my nose. And that was an advantage of having that as well, because if you're just zipped up here, I mean, you can tuck in and warm your nose up if you like, but it's just not quite as easy. So something new to my lineup that I've never really had is a neck just as much as those pants were on my legs. All right, so moving on. I don't actually have this jacket. Okay, this was borrowed, but I did want to show it to you. This is the FareWinds Tech jacket. I'm just going to zip it up here. It does have your harness strap hole in the back, which I think nowadays in the whitetail game is something that's almost required for most of your clothing sets, especially if there's any chance you're wearing it as an outer layer. It's got to have that. If it doesn't have that, you're not going to want to wear it as an outer layer, or you're going to want to find a better product. Obviously the Code of Silence logo, which is super awesome. It's tagged all over this stuff. This one does not have a hood. Okay, so if you're looking for a hood, this tech jacket is not your choice. But to be honest with you, on most of my stuff, I don't like a hood, especially in the whitetail woods. I put that hood up, and as I'm looking left and right, sometimes it gets in the way, which to be honest with you, with the Code of Silence stuff, it really doesn't. But I feel like it's blocking some stuff from me. I personally just don't like a hood, but I'll show you an option here in a second that I actually had that has the hood. I just don't really wear it. So this is a tech jacket. Like I said, it's got a left chest pocket used for whatever you need, obviously. Typically in my left chest pocket is where I'm storing my rangefinder. I'm not a big vinyl harness guy in the tree stand, so I usually hook a clip to one of my zippers, stuff my rangefinder in my chest pocket. So my exterior layers have to have a chest pocket to work for me. Inside here, you're looking at cuffs for your pockets. So obviously, since it's the jacket, it does not pass through. My hand in there, it's a little small, this is a medium. It does not pass through here, so you don't have a kangaroo pouch or anything, but you do have these cuffs that a lot of your Code of Silence stuff is going to have now on your pockets, which obviously helps prevent wind accessing into your pocket, so you can keep your hands warm. So you get a hand warmer in there and stuff, that heat kind of contains a little bit better. Also, I've noticed it keeps stuff from getting in there and things from falling out so much. So like I said, I've never actually worn this piece, but I can definitely see where this would have a place in my lineup. All right, so my next item here is mine and is something that I wore very often in the woods this year. And this is the Tech hoodie. So this is the FareWinds Tech hoodie. Very, very similar as I go through this to the Tech jacket that I just showed you. There's a couple key differences. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same product with a hood and no zipper. Okay, but you just kind of got to decide on what your preference is, and I'll tell you here in a second why I went with this instead of the jacket. So your Tech hoodie here, it's gonna have, I don't have it on obviously, it's gonna have the same form-fitting hood as this FareWinds Solid I have on. Okay, so it's gonna fit over your cap nice if you have a cap on. If you don't, it's still gonna fit really well. You zip up, it's gonna leave a perfect hole here. Okay, I'm looking here, everything's moving with me, as you can see. Okay, it's not ending up in front of my line of vision, which is a thing that happens on a lot of products from other companies, is they get those big bulky hoods and you turn your head and it ends up in your line of sight. Definitely don't want that, especially you're looking out of the corner of your eye for whitetail. You definitely don't want that invading your eyesight. So this Tech hoodie also has the harness hole for you in the back. Like I said, that's something that every single whitetail exterior layer should have. If it doesn't, you're going to want to find a different product. But the Code of Silence series, they all have it. I didn't use it a lot, so I can't really tell you size-wise, but it looks bigger than some of the holes that you would have found on some earlier products. They did a good job of making that hole a little bit larger, and it's sealed up really well. It's got, looks like 3 layers here covering that through, but you can weave your finger in and out pretty darn quick. So, good size hole, you're not gonna have a problem getting a harness strap through that. I already touched on the hood. Okay, it is layered on, extra layer on the inside, so that should help keep you warm. Again, the Code of Silence logo plastered all over, which I love because I think that logo is sweet. So here's the differences in your hoodie as opposed to your jacket, okay? Sorry, I'm just checking one thing on the jacket that I didn't notice, which it doesn't have, that's why I didn't notice it. On this hoodie here, the reason why I went with the hoodie over the jacket is you got your pass-through pouch here in the front, your pocket. Inside of there, which, let me come around here and show you. You're not gonna be able to see it real well, but inside of this pouch, or this pocket, you have another pocket. It's a good place to drop a phone, throw your hand warmer, something like that. So it's actually split up into two separate pockets inside that pocket, which you might not use it, but it's not hurting anything if you don't want to use it. So I liked being able to have access to everything in one pocket and not a left side and a right side. So that's one reason why I went with the hoodie over the jacket. I also like to be able to keep my hands together, okay? Now a disadvantage here is you don't have the cuffs on this pocket. So there is gonna be able to be some wind that gets in there and things like that. So that would be a disadvantage where if that's something you're really liking or really want, that might be a jacket decision for you. The other thing I like is what I would call the kangaroo pouch on the front. There's a zipper front pocket, and again, just adds a little bit more storage or access to things that you need quick, whether it be camera batteries, cell phone, whatever it be, calls, and there's lots of stuff, hand warmers, lots of things you can store in a kangaroo pouch, obviously. But that's just a quick, easy spot for you to keep something there. Okay. The other reason why I went with this is it does have venting pockets, just like on those pants, where it's meshed here, so it's not wide open, so things aren't going to get inside your jacket and things like that. Okay, but if you are wearing it in and you're a person like me who gets hot really easy, especially when you start moving and being active, zip that open before you ever leave the vehicle. Zip it up once you get cooled, your body gets cooled off in the tree stand, and you'll be good to sit for most of that day. I don't think there's any other crazy features on there. I don't know if the jacket has it or not because I've never worn it. Yeah, it does. So both the jacket and the hoodie have a good extra length cuff here. And what I like about that, they don't have the thumb holes, which doesn't affect me because I don't like to wear the thumb holes anyways. For example, on this one, I just leave it hanging. But it's a good cuff here that seals off well around your wrist, so it's not super drafty. It doesn't let a lot of stuff in there. I also love that same cuff, and it's the same cuff that's on the bottom of the pants too. It's on the wrists of the jacket and the hoodie, and it's on the base of the hoodie. It's not on the base of the jacket, it's a little bit different. But it is on the base of the hoodie, and it just forms nice and stays not too tight, but it's also not loose and baggy. Okay, so that's the FareWinds Tech hoodie. And then the last thing I have here, this thing's really cool. This is the FareWinds High Loft, and I'll show you the inside here in a second. Super soft, super warm. What I will tell you is I would highly recommend this as a layering piece only. It's cool to wear around, like I'll wear it around outside of my tree stand and my hunting things. But the reason I say that is because it's basic. It's basic, but it's warm, and that's what it's designed to be. It's designed to be warm. So it's not super warm as an exterior layer, just like the rest of these in the FareWinds series. As far as breaking wind goes, it's just not what this series is designed to do, is to have a big windbreaker in it. If you're worried about breaking wind, you're gonna wanna get into that Zone 7 lineup probably. There's some vests that they have with the Versa series, but you're gonna wanna get something over the top of this. A lot of times I wore my Zone 7 Versa vest over the top of one of these layers, and it was absolutely perfect. So anyways, to this high loft, I'll show you this up close in a second, but what I mean by it being basic is there is no pockets on this, okay? So that's probably one of your first clues that this is designed to be a layering system. The other thing that your clue is there is no harness hole, okay? It's just not designed to be on the outside of your clothing. It's cool. Like I said, I wear it around all the time. It's awesome. It's warm. But if I'm hunting, this is a layering item only. So just don't be surprised. Don't get frustrated. You go get this product and expect to wear it on the outside. You're going to find out that you just don't have the access to things like what you're used to, and it might frustrate you. So take my word for it. Use it as a layering system, not as an exterior layer. It does have the thumb hole here. It's got a nice cuff here, actually a little bit tighter than any of these other jackets. And once again, to me, that tells me again it's a layering product, right? Because it's going to be tighter, so I can put another cuff over the outside of it. And it's got a thumb hole. That way when I put my jacket on over the outside of that sleeve doesn't ride up, right? Doesn't have a hood, but has a nice medium height collar so that you can zip that thing up tight and it keeps you warm and it really seals off and it holds that heat inside. A little bit baggier base on it or bottom on it. It doesn't like fit tightly around, which I haven't noticed any. I wouldn't say that I've came to like it or dislike it. I honestly haven't even noticed it in that product, but it's a quarter zip here. Let me just show you what that inside looks like with that Sherpa lining. And that is about as soft as it gets. And I tell you what, that thing is warm. So that is the stuff. Most of it's, matter of fact, all of that is Tech Series. Oh, sorry. This is the high loft. This stuff is the Tech Series. The pants, I can't remember if that gaiter's in the Tech Series or not. I don't think so. I think it's just in the FareWinds series. But you got your Tech pant, your Tech jacket, your Tech hoodie. You got your neck gaiter, and then you got your high loft from the FareWinds series. The other thing I want you to take a look at is this exact jacket that I'm wearing right here. They do have some solids. This thing is super awesome. I love this thing. It's probably, I don't know, 25, 30 degrees in this shop here, and I'm pretty comfortable. Now, mind you, again, there's no wind coming in. Not designed to break wind, okay, but a super nice product. If you like your thumb holes, it does have your thumb holes. I personally do not, so I don't wear them. I have long arms. I can, even though it's a tall, I can always use that extra couple inches on those sleeves. So has the chest pocket, just like you have in your Tech hoodie, quarter zip. Basically, for the most part, this solid is a Tech hoodie. For the most part, there are some differences, but the major design and ideas behind it I feel are very similar. Different bottom on it, okay, but if you didn't actually inspect it, you would think they could potentially be the same product, just different colors. Not so much going on in the pouches, okay, so it's probably not going to be one of your exterior layers when you're hunting. It's more of a stylish thing or a layering system, so they don't need all the pockets. So there's not a double layer in the pass-through pocket in the front. It does zip. Both of these pockets zip up, which I do really like. That's awesome. There's no kangaroo pouch in the front. So one thing being the style part, this pass-through pocket is kind of built into the sweatshirt, which is really cool, where you can see on this Tech hoodie, it's not. That's an extra pouch on the outside. This pocket goes inside the hoodie, and there's one layer in between, but it's pretty soft and thin before you're touching your body. Otherwise, it's a pretty basic piece, but I do really love it. Let me quick show you just the inside of it. Okay, so very similar to what some people would know as a grid fleece. I don't know that that's exactly what they call it, but very similar to that. And very warm, very good layering system. A lot of times I'm outside in these cold temps. If it's not crazy windy, I'm just throwing a vest on over this and I'm good to go. So anyways, that's my wrap up of this past year's new FareWinds series from Code of Silence. Again, we have the Tech Series pant, the Tech jacket, the Tech hoodie, the high loft, and then the neck gaiter, and then obviously don't miss out on this awesome looking solid. There's two weights of this solid. This is actually the heavier one. I don't have the lighter one, but I do have a buddy that has it, and it looks super sweet as well. So make sure you check those out. I sure hope that you see this video before January 10th, 2025, because you can scoop some of this up for a crazy deal right now if you can get on their website and find your size. So if not, remember turkey season is coming. I guarantee you they have more product coming back in stock. So that will be back. I'm super excited for this for turkey season. This is gonna make just a killer lineup to be out in the turkey woods. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you're not subscribed, please do so. That really helps us a lot. We greatly appreciate you. If you are, we thank you in advance. Make sure you check out codeofsilence.com. You're not going to be disappointed. If you have any questions on any of this stuff or other products, we have Zone 7 stuff. We have some older verdigris stuff. There's a lot of products from Code of Silence that we have. I'm blanking. So if you have questions on any of it, we can answer those questions on how we've used them or what we think of them, or we can put you in touch with someone who can answer that question. So thanks for watching, everybody. We hope you have a great 2025. I sure hope again that you can get to this stuff before January 10th, and we'll catch you on the next video.